I just wanted to give a few words on the Watchmen movie. I've been thinking about it a lot, and I've read the book about once, just once now, and it's amazing. It's like it's probably the greatest graphic novel of all time. It's not my favorite, but it's just the best. I can say that, but pretty sincerely. Um, and it's definitely written to be a comic and not to be a movie, which isn't necessarily what's going to kill the film, but they're really going to have to be creative, clever, and think it through really good. And I'm sure probably now, if they haven't, it's too late. They're probably almost done filming it. But a couple issues I have with it are, one, Mr. Snyder. I saw 300 and Dawn of the Dead. I didn't like either of them very much. Dawn of the Dead was probably better. It wasn't great. I wasn't expecting very much from it, but it was probably better than 300, which 300 I thought was pretty not good. I think the visual style really got in the way of the story. I read the graphic novel for 300, and that wasn't very good either. So they extended and added stuff, which none of it was interesting. Like the stuff with like the princess and stuff, or the queen or whatever. None of it was interesting. I thought the visual flair kind of made the whole story feel a bit absent. I didn't really feel a connection to it. It felt very music video-ish. And Dawn of the Dead just wasn't strong in a lot of areas. And so, I think as far as Snyder being a storyteller, he's probably not as much as a visual storyteller. Yeah. Um, the source material is good enough to where this film won't be awful, but as a fan of the comic, I don't want to come away hating it. I want it to be a good movie, but I don't. It's going to be a challenge for Snyder to really up his ante and pull through with this, because it's 10 times bigger than 300 or Dawn of the Dead ever will be. I mean, this is the Watchmen movie. Anybody who's read Watchmen knows the how extreme that statement is that it's being made. Okay, that's like remaking Wizard of Oz or Gone with the Wind or The Godfather, something like that. You don't do it. And making a Watchmen movie is almost a don't do, but they're doing it, and they didn't get in I guess Snyder's an A-list director now after 300, but he's not a director like up with Spielberg or Christopher Nolan or Peter Jackson or even Tim Burton, people like those who their films are special, not just because of the I guess the production of it, but also the craft of making it the film itself. And they're all unique, but they also are just amazing. Snyder doesn't have that. He just has the production value. Another problem I have with it is how much they're going to change. Because I understand some of it has to be changed for the sake of the film. Tales of the Black Freighter, I'm perfectly fine with them taking that out. I think that's going to be cool. Seeing it as an animated film, it'll kind of seem redundant and I guess pointless without the material for it to sort of play as a subtext for it. But that's fine, because that would just not work as a film. That would be very, come on, what happens next? Because that's kind of how I felt in the comic, and as a film, that'd be terrible. I heard that the climax has changed, and that the squid doesn't kill half New York. I heard either the squid doesn't do it, or it doesn't happen at all. I'm not happy with either of those. I really think that they should stick with a long cut of the movie. 2.5 hours isn't bad. That is reasonable. But anything below that would just be ridiculous, because even a 3-hour movie, they would have to cut a lot out. Even a 3-hour movie. I'll see what they do with once I get the running time. That's when my excitement will rise. Now that the teaser trailer's out, definitely my excitement has gone up because he's definitely focusing less on making it look so visually exciting and so different, like 300 was. 300, he made it pretty much look exactly like the comic, which was cool, but it was also a big problem because I didn't feel like he paid any attention to the movie itself. He's definitely making this look like the comic, but not so over the top to where, you know, it's distracting and you're just looking at ooh, ah, ee, and all that stuff. Yeah, I think that's definitely good. The casting, I mean, it's amazing. I look at all these actors, like the guy who's playing Rorschach. You know, I've seen pictures of him and he's bald, but I put red hair on him. It's like, lose the glasses, lose the goatee. It's amazing. Same with Patrick Wilson, who I know from Phantom of the Opera. I watch it. Um, he's playing Night Owl, and that's perfect. As long as he's fat, that's perfect. Same with Billy Crudup, who's playing Dr. Manhattan. I know him from Big Fish. Naked, bald, blue, he'd be perfect too. The chick who's playing Silk Spectre, first I didn't think she looked like her at all, but now that I look at her, it's like, wow. Along with the guy who's playing Comedian, he's perfect. I mean, I like how they're not doing the big actors because it's a Superman idea. When these characters appear, you want to think about these characters and not look. There's Jude Law as Rorschach. You know, it's better that way. The only actors I know were those two that I mentioned. That's why I haven't named the rest because I don't know their names. The guy who plays Ozymandias is a little. He doesn't look right. His head's too tiny. I always pictured Ozymandias as a guy with a big head and a cleft and stuff and broad shoulders and, you know, a bigger guy. This guy's kind of like, I'm Ozymandias, you know. I mean, when I see he doesn't really do anything in the trailer, so when I see him moving and talking, it'll probably change. I don't like his costume either. I think his costume is really all Schumacher Batman style. I know a lot of people said that about Night Owl. I don't think that. I don't really think that. I think that's more realistic. But with Ozymandias, he's got like this spandex latex foam stuff, and it's so Schumacher Batman. I don't even believe it. But I'm definitely gonna go see it when it comes out. You know, again, source material is amazing, so it can't suck. But with what they could do with it, you know, I don't want it to disappoint me. After seeing Dark Knight with the trailer, which was amazing, I really think Christopher Nolan would have been a better choice for it. I mean, Christopher Nolan would have been a better choice for anything, but especially for this film, to make it seem real, for it to seem, for it to be thought-provoking, for it to be deep, you know, layered with all the plot outlines and stuff, all the plot lines and stuff. I think it would have been a really good choice to get him, but you know, he's got better stuff to do. We'll see what Snyder does. We'll really see. You know, a new trailer might come out, might show some more story, some more stuff. And me, as somebody who's read the comic, I'll be able to point it out and say, oh, because the only time that I really went, oh, it was, you know, scratch that. I was freaking out the whole time the trailer happened. You know, I thought it was the hype, but no, I watch it every time, and I find something new, and I freak out. So, yep. March 9th, I think it is. Definitely be in line to see it. That's it. I'll see you later. Bye.